Welcome back to the Tastebuds podcast. As always, it's Drew, aka Big Red Belly.
Ben, aka Sauce.
And Kenneth, also known as Infinite K.
As always, we have a great episode coming at you guys today. We're in the midst of the NBA Finals, MLB trades, NHL going crazy, college football, softball and baseball wrapping up.
It's just
And
college baseball.
just a lot of news in the sports world. A lot of good stuff. Before we get into all that, how are you fellas doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I do have a test, a written exam tomorrow, and then I have two exams in 2 days. So that's coming up quick.
Fun.
But I am studying the upper extremities, which is the arms, and I do want to go over to you. I know you just had a traumatic injury here an hour ago. For the viewers at home, if this
Yeah,
comes out a little later, it is because Andrew had an injury on the court. Do you want to walk us through that?
Yeah, I mean, me and a famous friend of the show, Luke Voorhees, we were 1v1ing in our home court, and it was 2-3. It was going good. I was up, and he drove in. I was moving, and then he kind of pushed off with his elbow, and because I was shuffling with him, I was mid shuffle, and my feet tripped over themselves, and his kind of push off with his elbow made me fall, landed all my weight on my right forearm, and I was in deep pain for 20 minutes. Got ice on it, put a leave on it, and you working on moving it out with my doctor dad. And it seems not to be broken. It is already raising. Seems like it's going to be pretty gnarly bruise. It's already swelling up, but yes, live from the pod room, immediate injury reaction. That is what happened.
I
And you said it's the
remember.
middle of your forearm, right?
I would say it's and if you start at the elbow, it goes 2 inches
Uh-huh.
down, and then it starts there.
Would you
So not
say
exactly
it's on the
middle.
side of your thumb or the side
No,
with
back
your
of my hand.
thumb or the other side?
Back of my hand, like right. Yeah, like if you get it, you get it. I don't need to explain it more.
So
Yes.
like if your hand is palm facing the ceiling, it's on the back side.
If I am doing, like you flex,
Yes.
it's the right outside. Like I don't know. If my arms are at the side, it's kind of like to the right. It's on the back of my arm.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain this. I'm not
Heard.
a doctor.
Heard.
Okay.
Yeah, Kenneth,
What's
how
up with
you
you
doing?
guys?
I'm doing
Oh,
good. Um, Sucks that the injuries happen. You know, unfortunate. We don't want to see that. Get well soon. I remember back in the day when I was a young little lad, where I landed on my arm. I think it was my shoulder that was hurting, but I didn't. Nothing really happened. It was just like sharp pain. I could not move my arm, and then it was actually my right arm. And I, got better at pitching after that. So it was kind of like a little origin story.
Heard.
Yeah, and but yeah, I'm doing good. I worked this morning. Gotta
Oh,
make
yeah,
that.
gotta shout out the co-host here. I had to leave work early because I had just like meetings, businesses, stuff to do, and Kay picked up the slack I left. Gotta shout it out.
Yep, I cut a lot of turkey for you.
W.
A
W.
healthy amount of smoked oven roasted turkey. Fuck
Thank you.
that. Fuck oven roasted turkey.
It's the worst.
Yep.
I'm ready though.
Yep.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to say anything else, or you want to just jump into this?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We're starting off with the NBA segment. Where do you guys want to start off? Who wants to take it away? Hello. Oh,
Ben, you there? Ben, you there?
I can start us
Yeah,
off.
sure. I can take.
Oh yeah, no, you go. Ben, you have a quiz, right?
Yeah, we can do that at the end of our segment, the NBA
Okay.
segment. But
Want to start with the
yep,
finals then?
game four happened while we were between the last time
Game
we
three.
made a pod and now.
Game three did
Game
too, right?
um
Yeah. We were here 1-1, I think. Yes, we were. We were here 1-1 because I remember I predicted on the pod last time that they'd win their first home game and then they lose 3 straight. So yeah, we are. It is tied 2-2. Last time we checked was 1-1. Pacers. We have a absolute bench explosion in game three. Benedict, TJ, Hallie had his best game. Miles Turner had his best defensive game. It was fun. It was fun to watch. But the Oklahoma City Thunder turned around in the next game, were able to pull it out, which in a must-win game. They only make 3 threes the whole game, but somehow win. What is your guys' breakdown of the most recent game?
You know, Jim, here's a guy that looks a little Mahomey, but I think it was definitely the Pacers game to lose. They had that game.
It felt like they had it, man.
They
It
had it
really did.
they had it in their hands. A 10-point lead obviously isn't big in the NBA.
But it is sizable in the NBA
It's
Finals.
it's
It's a
size
different
yeah.
world. Yeah, that is a lead. That is a good lead to have. A double-digit lead in any in playoffs is huge.
Yeah, but it feels like no lead is safe even if it's 30 points early in the game.
No, it is.
But I feel like the Pacers had it. I stopped focusing on the game when they were up, and then they just choked it, I guess. And the
The
Thunder
Oklahoma
locked in.
City switched their defensive scheme in the fourth quarter. I think I did mention it. Their best defensive scheme to face this Pacers team, and I think to face almost every team, is that they can switch everything with certain lineups if they don't have Hardenstein out there. Because Chet is comparable and fast enough to play on the perimeter, and obviously their other 4 guys, Dort, Shea, J-Dub, and Caruso, they're all good enough to switch everything. And they trust their smaller guys like Caruso and Shea to actually hang with the big. So they went to switch everything in the fourth, and it really shut down the Pacers for a good period of time. And the Thunder were able to just kind of grind out some nasty points. I don't think Shea had a great game. I think it was kind of mid, just because of the playmaking and his decision making. But he still had some crazy threes. He did have a 3, and then a midi, which is controversial, and then he had a lot of garbage time free throws that he made. And that was the game. 3 threes made, still won off of their defensive effort, which is what this team is built on.
Yeah.
I do think that the whistle did favor them
Oh, yeah.
in this game. I didn't think any of the calls were wrong per se, like there weren't fouls,
It was
but I think
just
fouls that were going for OKC would not go for Indiana. Like they were calling much more ticky tacky. But I do think that there were a couple calls in game 3 that Indiana might have been favored. I think it was more equal, but maybe a little toward Indiana. I feel like in game 4 it was definitely in the fourth quarter it skewed towards OKC's aggressiveness, and when Indiana tried to use the same aggression, I think they got called for more calls. Even though that I think both teams are fouling, they're just only calling the fouls more for one team, which I think they'll make up, because I think it's been pretty even. But the fourth quarter of this game, there was definitely more moments where you could look like, oh, that was kind of a ticky tacky foul. They didn't need to call that. That's not like a playoff call foul. But that's my thoughts on the officiating.
And yeah, Benedict Mathurin in game 3, he had more points than he did minutes played. I think it was 27 or 25
It was
points in
28.
22
It was
minutes.
27 or 28. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. He was,
Yeah.
dude. That's what I'm just like. just a quick shout out to the Pacers. They drafted him high, and it seemed like he couldn't be a starter just because he does have these like woes where he'll be great and then he'll suck. But what they did is they stayed the course. They said we're going to put you on the bench, and it's worked out perfectly. And like just like stuff like that, like the Pacers organization has done so well, where they draft this guy I think 6 overall, and he obviously is not going to be like a star level player. He's just like people. Some people are calling him a bust, but they move him to the bench, and then he has great production off the bench. I think that's really awesome. But he's such a fun player. The Pacers are so deep, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. And then game 4, he really blew it at the end there for the Pacers. I mean, it was a 4-point
The
game.
free throws.
Yep. He
Yeah.
got fouled, missed both, and then
Two
it was
free
still a
throws.
4-point game.
Gets fouled again. Missed
And then it was an
1 and
off-ball
1.
foul on him right after. They get a free free throw, 5-point game now. And then Nembhard deflects the inbound, falls right into Benedict Matherin's hands. He does fast break, gets fouled, makes 1 of 2. And then on the inbound, he has another off-ball foul, another free throw, back to back to back. So that was with about under 2 minutes left. And
that's where it kind of felt like OKC has some momentum here. Like the points were just staggering so much, and they needed those free throws. But
yeah,
it's okay. This is going to be the game. Game 5 does start in an hour and 20 minutes. Just so you guys get a time clock on when we're recording this. What are your guys' predictions for the upcoming game?
I think OKC is going to win pretty handily. I think it'll be like game 2.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think game 2 they did. I don't think that any games will be blowouts just because this Pacers team. I think they know that they lost that one. I know momentum is now skewing towards OKC. They're at home again, but I think it's only a 5-point victory for Oklahoma City because I do think that again. What if they just hit more threes? They didn't even hit any threes, and I think Shea will be a better playmaker too, which he's proven. And I don't know. I feel like they just had their disaster. Like game 4 was such a grimy, just a weird game. Like just such a classic finals game where you don't make any threes, and then the other team has the home crowd, but then you have like these like weird like slow ending. I think this game is going to be back to regular basketball, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I like Indiana in this one. I'm gonna be honest.
You're gonna pick Indiana every time. No, I'm not. Why? What? Sell me on Indiana.
Sell you on Indiana? I mean, I like them. I'm hopping on the Indiana train. I think they've been dominant past few games. They just, last game they sold it at the very end, but that's just because of free throws and unfortunate events that led to Thunder stealing it. But Pacers should have went up 3-1, but that obviously didn't happen. Yeah. We're not living in a world of hypotheticals. They're obviously at OKC this one. I think Pacers steal 1, obviously. They go what? OKC, Indiana, OKC, right? For the final 3 games.
Yes.
If they steal this one, I think they win the finals, game 6.
I do too.
But they're going to have to steal it. And they stole game 1. I think this will be kind of like a reset because obviously, technically, the series is 0-0 if you think about it.
Yep. Best of 3.
Yep. Pacers, I think they'll get it. I like the way Tyrese has been playing past few games. TJ McConnell needs to stay in there more. If they play TJ McConnell a little bit more, then I think they'll take the game. Especially since
the only problem with TJ McConnell is he can't shoot.
Yeah.
So like the spacing gets all fucked up, and also if like if the OKC is running a big lineup, he is extremely small. He's aggressive. He'll play the passing lanes better than everybody, but when it's one-on-one defensive basketball, he can be broken down by anybody. That's why they play him limited minutes off the bench, just because of his like fault as a player. His upside is awesome. Like when he comes off the bench and he's getting steals and he's pushing the pace and he's causing like just mishaps for Oklahoma. He's getting to that mid-range shot. He's distributing. Like when he's out there, it's awesome. But just his drawbacks is why he's a bench player and why he's always been like not a starting caliber player in the NBA. And he's like 32 now. Again, he was on the Sixers. I know, but
Yeah.
that's my only. Yeah, TJ's fun, but like he does. You can't put him in like the closing lineup.
Yeah. I'm not expecting them to put him in like the last 2 minutes of the game, but like a little bit more earlier, get a lead, get a good healthy lead.
How much did he play
last game?
How much did Yeah, he almost played 20 minutes. He played 18 minutes.
Ooh. That's good.
That's like a good amount.
That is a good amount.
Yeah, that's like yeah,
and they were up
Neesmith
for,
only played 30. Yeah.
They were up for the entire game. They just scored 17 in the fourth. That's it. Like they were
He was
up.
a -7 when he was on the court.
TJ?
Yeah. The only positive players were Nimhard and Halliburton.
And
that game.
Siakam.
Wow.
Oh, Siakam was too. Oh, I'm blind. Yeah, that's he's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obi minutes did not go well, but that's just looking at plus minus.
Yeah, I think they'll do better this game. The other guys, the extra guys.
Okay, Oklahoma or Pacers?
For the Pacers.
Oklahoma's extra guys sucked last game.
For the Pacers.
Well, I mean,
Okay, want to keep going?
Players play better at home, so traditionally,
that's true. That's what they say.
OKC's role players get better, and Indiana's role players tick down a little bit since he'll be on the road. But we will see here in about an hour.
Exactly.
Next, about yesterday morning, I was at work and Andrew texted, "Wow,
I was in church.
Orlando," and I finally saw the trade, and it was KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected firsts for 3 Rex, aka
and a pick swap.
Desmond Bane.
And there's also a pick swap.
Was it a second round pick swap?
No, it was the
first round.
It was like some weird pick swap.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna convey. But what are you guys' thoughts immediately on the trade for both teams? I obviously have my thoughts. What is it, good or bad trade? Who wins?
It's just
who won? Who won the trade?
It was
Grizzlies.
What Magic got Desmond Bane, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Grizzlies won that. Because ain't no way you got 5 first-round picks for Desmond Bane when Luka went for 1.
I know. How much did McHale go for?
5.
I think it was more. It was a lot.
It was like 4 and a protected first as well.
Okay. I don't hate the trade for either team. I like Desmond Bane. I think he's a really good player. He my biggest thing for him that I saw last year is his playmaking is pretty okay to good. I think he was over 5 assists a game, which is that's not anything to scoff at. And he's been like a over 40% 3-point shooter his entire career. You inject that, and he's also good on defense to this much needed, desperate, Magic team. Suggs, he's off and on 3-point shooter, but I think he's Caruso level defensively. You have him, Bane, and then Franz and Paolo, and then if they can get like a good center, like that team is top 4 in the East just because of how good they can be defensively, and if the offense can click a little more, then they'll be like unbelievable. But yeah, like I don't hate the trade. I look at it like we don't know what was behind closed doors. Obviously, Grizzlies are they gave up on this big three, which I think is the right thing to do. This is like a good stepping stone. So that's why they did it. But like who knows like what the other offers were. Say that adding one more of those first, and also like the pick swap they asked for, like we need the pick swap in the first. Like you do it for a Desmond Bain level player who's still youngish. Like I don't know. I don't hate it. It was an overpay. I'm not going to deny that, but I think it's just what the Magic need, and I'm excited.
Can y'all guess who the top 3 leaders were for the Magic last year in 3-point attempts?
3-point attempts.
Yeah.
So everyone was always hurt. Was it KCP? Was he one of them?
Nope.
Was it Suggs?
He didn't get hurt. So I'm
Yes,
just
he was
thinking that
number 1.
was Suggs one.
Suggs was
It was.
number 1 with 7 a game
Yeah,
attempt.
Oh, are you going per game, or are you going like total attempts?
Yeah, per game.
Oh, per game. Oh,
I was saying total attempts. That's why I said KCP because Suggs got hurt. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was Paolo one of them?
Yeah, he was number 2.
And then
Tied number 2.
That's not his shot. Franz.
Yes, he's also tied number 2. And they shot 31%, 32%, and 29%.
Yep.
Not good. Bad in the NBA now.
Nope.
You have to be at least a 35% three-point shooter to be like comparable. Like good. Like below 35 is like not very good.
Yeah.
And especially like quote unquote star level players like Franz constantly switches his jumper. It's got a big old like what's it called when it like your jumper has a hick in it? Is that what it's called?
Hitch.
A hitch. It's a hitch now. Paolo just isn't a good shooter. He needs to be a bruiser who gets to the basket. Which sometimes he does, but sometimes he doesn't. And then, yeah, I like Suggs. I think Suggs is really good. This team's gonna be good. Okay.
Yeah, so only one player
You
on
guys
the
have any-
Magic shot 40% or better, and it was Caleb Houston, who only played 13 minutes a game, did six
Who?
games. He shot exactly 40% on 2.8 3-point attempts per game. So, and then it was 36% by Corey Joe. So not great 3-point shooting, which is what Desmond Bain brings to the picture. But I didn't realize how old he was, being 28 years old. I thought he was at least like 3 years younger than that, which makes it a lot worse. And for the Grizzlies, do you think? I guess they're gonna use these first round picks to retool because they're not gonna like rebuild, right?
I think it stems mainly their inability to be like a super good competitor. Is the fact they're in the West and the fact that Jaren isn't like a playoff riser and Ja for him to get the best Ja you can get means he has to play his game and doesn't get other people involved. They need to rehaul this roster to change it completely. They have so many like good young talent though. They're in such a weird spot. But yeah, I think it's the right decision to start retooling because they do believe in Ja. And I don't. I think I do too. I think he's a top 25 to 30 player, but gotta switch up what they're doing, and that's what this is. Move in that direction. Okay.
All right. Next, Kevin Durant wants to go to either the Heat, the Spurs, or the Rockets. Obviously, those teams don't include the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves. How do y'all feel about those 3 teams that he selected?
I mean,
You guys take this one first.
if he goes to Miami, then he gets paired up with Tyler Hero. I would assume, is he a free agent or a trade? Free agent or trade?
Trade,
Trade.
trade.
So they'd probably
Trade.
get rid of
So they'd probably have to get rid of Tyler or Bam.
probably Bam. I would assume,
Or they have to get rid of all their depth. I don't like Miami, the fit, just because of how much they have to
No.
give up.
Yeah.
If they go to the
These other 2 options, though.
San Antonio, I can see him playing there. I could see a lot of players. They have a lot of trade cap.
They do. They have the picks and they have the young talent that
Yeah.
they don't need. They're like a perfect trade partner where everyone wins.
Yeah. And then the Rockets.
I would love him to go to the Rockets. I think he'd look so sick in a Rockets jersey. Oh, he's never really worn red.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. But also, it'd be perfect for the Rockets because you inject that type of offensive player into the system. They just think about one of their biggest upsides is the fact that they're all-time rebounders. You inject 7-foot tall Kevin Durant at the small forward position. You're not even really giving up that much, you're still a great rebounding team if your small forward is Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Jalen Green, Van Fleet, KD, Sengun, and then
Thompson.
Steven Adams, or you want to go Alperen at the 5, and then you need Amen and the small forward position, KD at the 4. And again, they would have so much. I guess who would they need to trade in this trade to get KD? I would be very comfortable giving up Jalen Green.
Yeah. I was gonna say him.
It's that, and then a pick, and then maybe if they wanted Jabari over there too, I would be fine with that. I would want them to keep Tari Eason. I think they need to keep him. I think he's a really good player.
Yeah.
But who else? Who's their young guy that they
Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd. They could also just send him off. You haven't really seen what he can do. I think he'll be okay. He's 20. He's young, so maybe him too. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I don't have much. There's rumors.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
What's our time at right now?
30.
Okay. I'll run through the Sixers really quickly. The Sixers are trying to trade up to get Dylan Harper. I think it's perfect. I think the second, our second this year, and then maybe the Clippers 2030, and then maybe one of the other picks we have. So that's 3 first-round picks for that, including just a pick swap 3 to 2. I think that might get it done. The future of Maxey, McCain, Harper, and then maybe Justin Edwards, that could be really fun. Eventually, when we get out of Paul George and Joel Embiid hell, if they want Paul George, throw him in. Please get off this guy's contract. Oh, he's so bad. I do. Call me crazy. I think he'll be a little better this year than he was last year.
I mean, anything's better than last year.
Being hurt all year and not hitting threes and not playing dribbling, turning, but yeah, he was like a negative. I think he'll be like a neutral to below average player than just disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, as y'all know, I'm a Paul George fan. He obviously isn't going to live up to that contract, but he might. Maybe he can be a Tobias Harris.
Well, I think
maybe he can be slightly better Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris, Tobias Harris will go games where he won't even call for the ball. Paul George will do that.
Yep.
Tobias Harris won't take a shot in the closeout game against the Knicks, and he'll get 2 rebounds. Paul George is going to be a little more effective than that. But I don't know. I don't know what to think. Why are we
So
overpaying these
Paul
forwards?
George's usage is so much higher that he has the volatility to go 2
I
for
think I think
13.
I do. I wonder what our coach is gonna do with him. Because, jeez. But yeah, Dylan Harper would be great. I think it's a big number 1 and large number 2 in this draft. I think Dylan Harper would have easily gone first pick last year. He would have been the easy first pick
Yeah.
last year. So yeah, I think that would be a really good consolation prize for us to get him. I think he has a much better upside than like an Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe, with star level potential of getting downhill as a guard, being big enough to defend, and also if the shot comes around, then he's imagined De'Aaron Fox, but better in so many ways. Like all that combined is really good. Jonathan Giddey. What about that?
Kenneth, do you want to talk about Jonathan Gidd?
What?
Who the hell is that?
Works at Taste.
Who added that? When did that get added?
Ben just did.
I don't know. No.
Oh, Ben just added
Ben
that. That
just
was
added
not
it.
there.
Oh, Kenneth just added it?
No, Ben added that just now.
One of you
Anyways,
just added that.
so as this is the Tastebuds podcast, we do have one of our Tastebud coworkers. He did go to, what's it called, Mount Verde?
I could tell a story. I
Oh,
That's
Mount,
fine.
yeah, you
Do
got
it.
it.
So he works at Taste. He's new. His name is Jonathan. Good old Johnny boy. He plays D2 soccer.
D3 is what Danny said.
He said D2, or Evan said D2. So stories are stories. He's a dog, and he went to Montverde. He told me outside during Live on the Lawn, because Taste does Live on the Lawn on Fridays, 5:30 to 8. Boom,
Not sponsored yet.
dialed it down. We're not sponsored yet, but Jonathan told me, he was like, "Oh, I went to First Colonial, blah blah blah, for my first 3 years, and then he went to Montverde." I was like, "What the fuck? Ain't no way." And then he was like, "Yeah." He told me he graduated with Cooper Flagg and Derek Queen, and he was in the same friend group with both of them.
Yep, he has been to Cooper Flagg's house. He has a
Pretty
picture together at graduation.
Yep.
And so stay tuned, guys. We're gonna get him to get in contact with Cooper Flagg, and we're gonna get him on the podcast, and we'll also get Derek Queen. So be on the lookout for the Cooper Flagg podcast.
The Cooper Flagg podcast
If he got on here, what would you guys ask him?
I don't know.
Because I would go watch
Would he
a bunch
trade
of
3
interviews
inches
with
for
him.
7 inches?
Okay, that's what we're asking.
Yep.
Okay. I would really go in and dive deep into a bunch of his interviews to try to get a question he wasn't asked before.
Yeah.
Really switch it up.
Because Jonathan also said that he is a really humble kid. I love Cooper. I try to draft him in all my NBA 2K rebuilds.
Yes, sneaky athletic, just plays the game the right way type shit. Yeah, I get it.
A lot of grit, high motor.
Yeah. Super.
And obviously my Maryland fans for Derek Queen. I love that guy. I think he's going to do great.
You love Maryland. That's your football or your basketball team.
That is my basketball team, other than obviously Oregon. But my college basketball is Maryland. Yeah.
All right, and
Okay.
that concludes NBA segment. We do have a quiz though.
Let's run it.
We have about 15 questions. So, do y'all know Guespionage from Jackbox?
Yes.
I do, but
It's
I don't
like-
know exactly.
It's like What percentage of people
Oh
who
yeah,
receive a hair in their food return it to the waiter or whatever? And
yeah,
then you're like, I think it's 40%. And then it shows the actual percentage of the people polled, and then there's your answer. So enjoy B-ball. Shout out to them on YouTube. They have 71K subscribers. They asked their fans to submit a Google form of questions, and then they got the percentage and had the boys, which Kenneth, if you don't know, enjoy basketball is Kenny Beecham, and
yeah.
the other pod
Mm.
members like Pee Wee the Plug. But so shout out to them, and we would do this for ourselves, but we don't really have much of a fan base. And if we put it on like X, we'd maybe get like 5 votes. So we're gonna steal their data. So just know that the demographic is numbers on the board, viewers, and Kenny Beecham viewers. So that's where this
Yeah.
demographic is. And so I'm gonna say the question. Y'all are gonna tell me percentage, and whoever's closer gets 1 point. And we'll go through it. Whoever has the most points at the end wins, obviously. So the first question is, what percentage of enjoyers, which is their fan base, enjoy
What their
basketball
fans are called.
enjoyers,
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
what percentage of enjoyers have been to an NBA game before?
Should we send it to you
Ooh,
over text?
Can you just say it out loud?
Or
I,
are
f-
we doing this together or against each other?
I feel like we should
Oh
text. I feel
yeah,
like we should text.
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, y'all can text me.
Say the question
Let's
again.
try. What percentage of enjoyers have been to an NBA game before?
Okay.
And we'll try to keep this speedy since obviously they can't
Yeah,
like
I'm
see
ready.
them.
I already sent it.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
All right, I have
Yep.
both of y'all's answers. Kenneth said 74%, Andrew said 65%. The correct answer is 70.3%, which means Kenneth was closer by about 1.3%. So Kenneth gets 1 point here.
Let's go.
Um, Kenneth, do you have a tally?
Yeah, I always have a
Okay.
scoreboard ready for a quiz.
Heard. Next question. What percentage think Michael Jordan is the GOAT?
Ew. Damn, this is hard.
I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with that.
Wow.
This is not easy.
Y'all were very close of each other. Kenneth said 56%. Andrew said 53%. So y'all are right next to each other, but the correct answer is 38.8%, which means Andrew is
Damn.
closer by 3%.
Wow.
Damn.
My
That.
my only thing was I know that they have a young viewership, but they're like Chicago people. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I should have said with the young people, but let's go.
That's chill.
Also, maybe like 10% would maybe say like Kobe is the GOAT or something.
Oh
Anybody
hell no.
else. Well, I'm just saying, like it
Kobe.
says,
Like,
is
Yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Jordan the GOAT? And if it would Kobe, that would also be a no. It doesn't automatically mean LeBron. But yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
38.8% is the correct answer. Andrew got that. Third question: What percentage? Um, what percentage have has seen their favorite team win an NBA championship in their lifetime?
Hmm.
All right,
We
got
both in.
Andrews.
Oh.
Oh, and got Kenneth's. All right. So obviously you think here it's a lot of younger people and they'd maybe be bandwagons, maybe be Warriors fans. And so this is an interesting one. Kenneth said 30%, Andrew said 25%. The
God
correct
damn it.
answer though is 43.9%, which
Boom.
That's a
means Kenneth
lot.
is closer. Yep. Little
That's
less
a
than
lot.
half.
That's
That's
crazy.
yeah. All a bunch of Celtics, Warriors,
Lakers.
Lakers.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Heat. whatever.
Warriors, Cavs, and all them. Nuggets.
Yep. All right, next. What percentage are playing or have played basketball for their high school team? It didn't say varsity or JV. It just said played basketball for their high school team. Kenneth is in, and wow. Andrew switched his answer. It's fine.
Oh,
Kenneth
I was
said
already doing it.
Kenneth said 14%. Andrew said 60% after saying 70% before.
Oops.
But it doesn't matter for Andrew because the correct answer is 34.2%. So
Oh,
Kenneth
poop.
gets that one. Yeah, pretty surprising that more than a third of them
play
played for
on high
their.
school or played for,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, next one. What percentage of Enjoy Basketball viewers have been to an NBA playoff game?
Ooh.
Which I have been to one. If y'all didn't know, I went to the Pistons Bucks first round series game 3 in Detroit. Very first playoff game in the Little Caesars Arena. And
That's
the Bucks won.
crazy. Yes.
Yep. Andrew has given me his answer. Kenneth, are you typing? Oh, okay.
The
Uh,
that's not the answer.
An-
The one
Andrew
before that.
said 20%. Kenneth said 17%. And then in parentheses, it's gonna be 6.5%. However, the correct answer is 22.2%,
I was
which
gonna
means
put that.
Andrew
Fuck.
is closer. He was only 2% off.
Wow.
That's like my first close one.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. What percentage of people think Victor Wembanyama will win MVP in the next 3 years?
Okay. I got mine in.
Okay,
What?
so Kenneth said 92.5% of people
Oh.
think that the next 3 years Wemby will win MVP. Andrew said 68%. Correct answer is 57.1%.
Damn.
But Andrew was closer.
Damn.
I think this is still high. I don't know. I don't know. 3 years, he'd be, I guess, max 5 years in the NBA.
Yeah, I think
All right.
he's gonna be so good. Okay.
Yeah. Next, we have what percentage of enjoyers have played NBA 2K25?
I'm one of them.
I'm not.
I'm not.
This probably is wrong.
Oh, y'all were in the same ballpark. Kenneth said 40%. Andrew said 45%.
No.
Correct answer?
Fuck
59.3%.
you.
Yippee!
And they did talk about it in this video. They're like, it's now free on the monthly games or Game Pass or something.
Oh
One of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
What
Heard.
percentage of enjoyers have picked up a basketball in the past week? Nice number, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Andrew said 90%.
I was gonna
Kenneth
put that
said
too.
69%. Correct answer is 60.0%.
What?
Yeah, it's
People
pretty
don't
surprising.
ball? That people don't ball over the
Being that
last
locked
week is
into
crazy.
being
Yeah.
that locked into basketball, like watching content
Yeah.
but not even picking up a basketball.
In a
Pretty
whole week
surprising.
is crazy.
I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't picked up a basketball, and I haven't
Yeah, you
picked up a
did.
bat. No, I haven't. I picked
Well,
up
it
a
was a
soccer ball.
soccer ball.
It was a
You played
tiny
basketball with a
soccer.
soccer
It was a
ball.
tiny soccer ball. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
All right. Next question. What's the score?
It's 4-4. 4-4.
4-4.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yep.
Close game.
Wow.
What percentage of enjoyers think Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm just having to watch the video to find the results. Oh,
You
here we
don't
go.
have it?
No, I didn't write it down. I'm just going through the video. All right. Kenneth said 56.4%, and Andrew said 60%. Correct
Pretty
answer is
close.
68.1%.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Andrew being closer.
That's crazy.
I think he's the best.
I think there's an argument. There's an argument both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What percentage of enjoyers can or ever could grab the rim on a 10-foot hoop?
Grab?
Yep. And they were talking about, so not like rim graze, be able to grab it, which I have before. YMCA blocker, rim. I have a video proof. All right. Andrew said 9%. Kenneth said 12.4%.
Oh,
Correct
shit.
answer is
Kenneth.
41.8%.
Wow.
He can hang on the rim.
And yeah,
That's not
the
true.
hosts were talking about how there are some cappers in this poll.
That's not true.
100%. Especially
That's crazy.
if 60% of people picked up a basketball in the past week.
Even if, like, I don't know, they're all that tall where you can hang on a rim,
Yeah.
just grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next, what percentage of enjoyers think that Cooper Flag is a generational prospect?
Hmm.
They're both taking some time here. All right. Andrews is in.
I don't agree with that number at all, by the way.
Heard.
Like, I'm just going off of what they would say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think as well. I'm gonna just send this.
I'll say that.
Cool.
Oh, and Kenneth is not within 10%, which means Andrew got it. Andrew said 65%. Kenneth said 44.4%. Correct answer is 55.5%.
Damn.
These guys
Kenneth said
are younger. I think
44.4.
they're more with the young people. So I was gonna go high. Like,
Yeah.
with the Jordan stuff and then the Steph stuff. Yeah.
I was gonna go with 45. I should have.
All right. What percentage of enjoyers own multiple NBA jerseys?
We're all one of them.
How many we got left?
5.
We should have 4.
Well, I
You
don't
said
know
there
exactly how many it was.
True.
You gave a ballpark estimate. Y'all are both thinking still. Oh, Andrews is in. Oh, Kenneth is in. Kenneth said 6, 7, 76%.
Ooh.
And then 6, 7. So 76%. Andrew said 70%. Correct answer is 60.9.
God,
Wow.
dude.
Andrew takes the dub there.
Wow. That's like that, but we were both so close.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next, what percentage of enjoyers agree with the 65 game rule for awards?
Mm. Well, that's tough.
And it said 0% not real, not real. It hasn't sent an actual answer yet.
They don't think it's good.
What percentage agree with it?
I genuinely don't know. I'm splitting it.
All right. Kenneth said 18.5%. Andrew said 50. Splitting it. Correct answer is
Yeah,
73.7%.
that's
That is
crazy.
crazy.
The vast
I
majority
put
do
the middle. I
agree.
didn't know.
Which, do y'all agree with it?
What?
Do y'all agree with the 65 game rule for awards?
I think there's arguments both ways, but
Yeah.
I don't love it. I think it should be a little less.
Yeah.
For the most part, I agree.
I like the
Yeah, I mean
concept
60.
of the certain amount, but yeah, 60 would be so much better, I think. Because you're going to
Kenneth,
get these all-time players miss out on stuff for, I don't know, one injury. You're not making any teams, even if you miss
yeah.
only like you miss again. It's crazy, but yeah, I'm ready to keep going.
All right. Next question. What percentage of enjoyers have ever bought NBA League Pass? Shout out Andrew.
Yeah, I do have that. Oh, like I don't know how locked enjoyers are. You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
Like probably not as much. Yeah, I don't think much.
Y'all are within 3% of each other. Andrew said 30%. Kenneth said 32.8%. Correct answer is 45%.
Wow, that's a
Kenneth
lot.
takes that there. Yeah, it is. And they were saying, they were like, I hope no one bought it because it's so expensive.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
Next one. What percentage of enjoyers have ever gambled on an NBA game? Which they didn't specify if it was like you have to do it on DraftKings or if it's like between your friend. So yeah, y'all are gonna have to guess what the voters thought betting on the game was. Nope.
Mm-hmm. We're doing the classic. We're running it back.
He's splitting them
All
in
right.
half.
Kenneth said
Maybe.
88.9%. Andrew said
Whoa.
50. And Andrew using the split method got him within 3% of the correct answer. The correct
What?
answer is 52.8%.
The split method is the way to go.
Next question. There are let me see. There are three more, including this one.
So I have to get every single one right, and we tie.
Or
Yep.
what percentage of enjoyers submitted an all-star vote this season?
Mm,
Don't say anything. Let's just keep rolling.
we keep rolling.
No, well, yeah. Kennedy, you put it in yet?
Yep. No, I'm submitted.
What'd you do?
Have
I
you?
split the difference again.
Oh,
God.
you did.
Uh,
Andrew, I mean, Kenneth did 62%. Andrew did 50. Kenneth was within zero point 0.2 of it. It's 61.8%. And Kenneth said
boom!
Wow.
62%.
Boom!
So that's probably gonna be our closest to being on the
Yeah,
money in
has
this
to be.
video.
Yeah.
Basically on it.
If we get it right, do we get it 2? Do we get 2 points for it? If we get it exactly right.
Well, if you get
If you
No.
get it,
you get
if you get it,
100 points.
if you get it on the
If you get
dot,
it
you
right on the
win.
money.
If you get it on the money, you win. Completely.
Yes.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Second to last question. What percentage of enjoyers have switched favorite teams? Kenneth?
I am one of them. I am one of them.
Oh, I guess he is, yeah.
Yeah, I've switched plenty of times.
I'm there.
I hope
done.
I'm
I hope you
watching the
didn't.
video.
I hope you didn't split. Did you split?
Okay.
I did not split this one.
Andrew did not split. He said 30 for Curry. And Kenneth said 56%. The correct answer, though, is 19.3%.
Wow.
Oh, that's a little less.
Wow.
So Andrew wins this round and the game. Do y'all want to do the last question for fun?
We could do the last question.
Oh, there's only one more, yeah.
All right. What percentage of enjoyers think Cat will be a Hall of Famer?
I already put it in. I didn't even listen to the question.
He put 50.
No, don't say that. No. Well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
Unless I get it on the
Kenneth said
money.
22.7%. 22.7%. But Andrew is within 1% of the correct answer. It's 49.1%.
What?
Wow.
That many people think Cat is going to be a Hall of Famer? That was the question, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Those people are stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's no. Joel Embiid might not make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Cat has a long ways to go.
Yeah, he does.
All right, what's the final score, Kenneth?
11-7 with Andrew winning.
Wow.
You know what saved me, right?
What?
The splitting.
It was the split the middle difference.
We gotta
Play
ban
the odds.
We gotta ban that next time.
Yeah. I think it only didn't work like twice. Okay, let's keep rolling. That was a fun NBA. Thank you for the quiz, Ben.
W quiz.
Thank you. All right, and that concludes our NBA segment.
We running up NFL or MLB or
We just keep
one of
it
our
going.
others?
Let's go with NFL because it's quick and
Cool.
kind of, quick.
All right. Amon Ra
Take it away.
stated that he kissed his brother on the lips throughout high school because his dad made him.
This isn't new, right? He's talked about this.
Can y'all?
I've seen it in an edit years ago.
Andrew, can you relate?
Yeah, but not because my dad forced me to.
Oh.
That's all I can say on that.
Antonio Brown's wanted for attempted murder.
Classic.
But
Yeah.
Andrew, you said you have an update.
I mean, I saw he was out on his Twitter. He got a new haircut. That's my update.
Great.
What a good NFL segment.
What's the last thing you put? How much weight do OTA's TAD practice?
Oh yeah,
matter?
I got it. How much importance and weight do you guys put in to the numbers that quarterbacks put up during preseason and OTAs? How important do you think they actually are?
Not much.
They might be irrelevant because one of the big talking points over the Eagles last year is Jalen's touchdown to interception ratio was negative. More interceptions than touchdowns in his practice and OTAs.
But
which is
that could mean the defense
he literally threw
is
4
good.
interceptions. Well, I mean, I don't know. More interceptions than touchdowns is crazy.
Yeah.
And then he threw 4 the entire season, including the playoffs. So that is obviously I don't. I don't think that. What's it called?
I don't think it
Practice numbers are
matters.
that important.
I don't think it matters as long as
I just saw it being a topic,
you know,
talking point somewhere.
because they're
Not
not
just
even
Jalen, but anybody.
yeah, they're not
Yeah.
even like mid-season form yet. They're not gonna be
Or,
like
no, during the practice throughout the season too.
ah.
Yeah, he just threw a bunch of picks during practice.
That
And
just
I
means
guess
the defense is a lot better. He's just
A lot of
helping
people
the
said that
defense out.
a lot of people said that it was because he tries a bunch of stuff that he never tries during games.
Oh yeah, I would too. In
Like he tries
practice,
to do stuff that he never tries in games, like stuff that is out of his boots, like creating by himself.
yeah,
Which is, by the way, that's why he threw a bunch of picks in not this season, well, not the last season, but 2 seasons ago, because they were like saying, Jalen, let you just go cook. And then instead, he threw 3 picks in the first like 2 weeks this season, and then he only threw 1 the rest of the season, which is crazy. So he put a cap on it. But I don't know. I don't think practice is that important. The numbers. Some people are freaking out over Twitter for like different people, like, oh, he's gonna suck. Oh, he's gonna be so good. I just don't think it's very relevant.
yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
And also, you can't really sack the quarterback in OTAs. Like you can't tackle him.
You just touch him, yeah.
So I think that also adds a different element. And
I would
also, you're
agree.
playing against the same defense every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, and that's
Cool.
it for the NFL. The Hall of Fame game is next month, July 31st.
Wow.
About
We're
a
80
month
days
and a
out of the
half away
NBA
from that.
NFL season. I know it's crazy.
Can't wait for fantasy football.
Oh
I can't
yeah.
either.
Kenneth, we
Okay.
still need to do that dynasty rookie draft whenever Casey locks in.
Yep. He's got to lock in. All
Yep.
right.
One of my lab partners and school said that his brother was offered the 3rd overall pick and Devonta Smith for Bucky Irving, and he declined it because
Ooh.
he loves Bucky Irving.
That's
This is
crazy.
the 3rd
What a
overall pick in the
genius.
That's
rookie draft.
crazy. 3rd overall pick in the rookie draft lands you either Travis Hunter,
Either
Genty, or Tet.
or a tight end, or like
Genty's
left
probably
side or
going
something
1.
crazy.
Amari Hampton's probably going 2.
Travis Hunter. Or would you go Colston Loveland or someone like that? Tyler Warren.
I mean, you
I
got
don't
Danny
know.
Dimes for
With
the Colts with Tyler Warren.
Yeah, but like, isn't it? It's not 1 year though, right? You get him forever.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh.
It just depends on positional value or like
Mhm.
the
That's what I was
depth.
And also,
the
he
depth
won
at
the
what you have.
championship this past year.
Well,
And he
whatever he's
also
doing, keep
has
doing.
picks number 2 and number 5.
Wow.
So he could have had pick 2, 3, and 5 for like
Yeah.
a free agent from last year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He said he wants Amari Hampton at number 2, and then he wants Tet to fall to 5, but that
I don't
probably won't happen.
He won't.
Yep.
So yeah, that
Cool.
concludes our NFL segment. Kenneth, do you want to take it away with our MLB segment?
I would love to. So, yesterday, during the daytime, whenever, just like a little bit after the Desmond Bain trade, I believe. After the Desmond Bain trade, we saw another trade happen, but in a different sport, MLB. Rafael Devers got traded to the San Francisco Giants for Jordan Hicks and mid people, like minor league people or like regular everyday people. What does this mean for the Red Sox? I feel like it's going to be like a little Mookie Betts situation, but not to the extreme of Mookie Betts, because Mookie Betts was a demon. And then they traded him away to the Dodgers. Shout out Dodgers. But it makes the Giants a lot better, actually. I don't think it gives them... I don't think it pushes them over the hump to win the NL West. NL West is obviously a dogfight. but they are currently second in the West. You never know. Um, and they have won the division like 3 years ago, I believe, and they won like 105. Dodgers won 103, which is insane. But I think Devers will do good in San Francisco. I saw a graphic today of his hitting graph of where his hits would be at Oracle Park, which is the Giants' home field, and it was like McCovey Cove get to learn Devers, and yeah, it's a good lefty addition. He cannot play defense. A lot of people are comparing it to Luka Doncic trade. It's not. The only comparisons are that it was unknown, like it was out of the blue. But some dude on Twitter said, they're both fat and can't play defense. And I don't know if y'all want to chime in on that. I don't know. Y'all are supposed to laugh a little bit, but y'all are quiet.
I saw that.
Yeah, y'all are quiet over there. That's it about that trade. Shohei Ohtani is pitching tonight. I'm happy about that. I'm gonna be watching that game. Am I gonna be watching it over the NBA Finals? No. I will be watching it while watching the NBA Finals, obviously. And like I said, they did make it the free game of the day on MLB. So, free game of the day for y'all if y'all want to watch Shohei Ohtani pitch. He also gets to hit, I think. The rules are weird, but he's back for the first time in who knows when. I think 2 years ago. Who knows? We never know. Giancarlo Stanton is activated off of the IL or IR. IL, not IR. And he's set for his season debut. That's a good addition for the Yankees, especially since Giancarlo Stanton is one of their keys to success. But the Yankees still suck. Fuck the Yankees. And speaking of the Yankees, the Red Sox actually swept the Yankees over the weekend. Shout out. Roki Sasaki, Dodgers pitcher, rookie pitcher, is no timetable return for his shoulder injury. I think they said shoulder inflammation, which sucks, especially since he's young. And, I'm glad it's no surgery. It's just, got to wait it out. They said no timeline, which sucks. Never know how that's going to go. And Ben just put this for Father's Day. He asked me, I need a live bet for this Dodgers-Giants game. I was like, Shohei Ohtani to get a hit. You know what he does? This is where y'all coming.
What they do?
What do you do?
He got an infield single.
Hey.
And I cashed Ben of what, $60?
Yes.
And hey.
And it was he said get a hit next at bat, not just get a hit.
Oh yeah.
And so I was able to get on base instead of get a hit, so obviously a walk would be in play.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked online to see the play he got a hit on, and it was like
it was a ground it was a
ground ball to the pitcher.
No, it was to the first baseman, and then first baseman flipped it to the pitcher, and obviously Shohei Ohtani, one of the fastest men in the league, outruns him and gets there before the pitcher and the
Yeah,
ball.
pitcher never even touched the bag.
Yeah, he was off on that. It's okay though.
Yep, cashed me.
And that's it for the MLB segment. And today, earlier, not too long ago, before this podcast started, Arkansas's pitcher, Gage Wood, pitched a no-hitter today for against Murray State, and that's impressive. The third in College World Series history. That's a crazy stat. And he almost got a perfect game. He hit the batter in the inning prior, but to start the ninth inning, there was a little controversial hit by pitch, whatever. If you look at the video, it'll look like he didn't really move, or like he may have leaned into it. He may have just stood there, just got hit. You would think it would be a hit by pitch. The announcers thought it would stand as a hit by pitch. I saw that. I was agreeing with them, but I saw him move and lean into it because there's no way that's your swing or your stance and like load and whatever. He definitely leaned into it. If you look at the video, you could see his elbow kind of move. And yeah, if you said he didn't lean into it, then you obviously don't really watch baseball, I would say. Unless you watch baseball and you just don't really see much, but trust me, I saw him move. And I thought they were just going to let it be, but, they let him have it, kind of. It was a good call. It could go both ways, and yeah. Livy Dunn and Paul Skeens show up for LSU's College World Series game, and the picture that, or like the frame that they've got is Livy Dunn is drinking a Miller Lite. Shout out.
W.
All right, that's it for our baseball segment. You want me to keep rolling with the hockey and golf?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we got the hockey. Game 5. Electric. Game 5. The Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers go into overtime, and it was pretty intense. There was just back and forth. Who knows who's going to win this series? Obviously, the Panthers are the favorite because they're at home, or the favorite to win Game 6 on Tuesday, which is when the podcast will be uploaded Tuesday morning. Who knows who's going to win this? I want Connor McDavid to win, but I think the Panthers will definitely win this. There's no doubt in my mind that they don't win this, Panthers are dominant. That's all I can say. They're a big force to be reckoned with. The series lead is 3-2 Florida Panthers, and then that's all I have to say about that. And then the golf.
How many overtime games have there been?
There have been, 3, I believe? 3? Let's check.
There's been 4.
There's been 4.
Remember, it's 2-1.
There.
And then that was why that was such a most important game.
Game 1, boom, was overtime.
You're
Game
asking
2.
How many games there's been?
No, there was 5 games.
Oh.
We're asking how many overtime games.
Was it 3-1 or was it 2-1? Tripping balls.
Currently, it's 3-2.
Oh, huge comeback.
Overtime in Game 4. I think there was no overtime in Game 5. I lied. Game 4 was overtime. Game 5 was a Panthers little blowout. Panthers won that game. They were dominant. I lied a little bit. Oopsie. Don't hate me. Don't hate on it. All right. And to finalize or to finish out this podcast, because it's about to be Game 5 of the NBA Finals, we've got some golf talk. The U.S. Open happened this weekend. Started on Thursday, ended last night. Pretty late, actually. It was like 8 p.m. Eastern time when it ended. Obviously, it was at Oakmont, which is in Pittsburgh, which is pretty cool. Let's talk about not the winner yet, but we'll talk about Sam Burns' soggy lie, and they granted him no relief off of it. I think he asked two officials to get relief. I think I sent y'all a link to the Twitter post, and I did, and it was really wet. Like visible puddles from his divots, and I don't think. Let's check the comments. I don't know. Everyone's saying that he got shafted. I agree, because yeah, it rained. It's probably gonna be rough. But you know, what are you gonna do? But like, if the rain and the water affects your shot, because the shot right after, he pulled it, but normally it would probably be a perfectly fine shot, but he missed it was like a bad shot after that, and then he got pissed, slammed his club into the ground, obviously, because, yeah. And then the announcers or the commentators were like, yeah, you could see the water splashing when his ball lands and whatnot. And yeah, who knows? It was rough for him. And then let's talk about the winner here. JJ Spawn started off 5 over on the front 9 before the rain delay. First 6 holes could not get anything going. He saw 5 straight 5s to start the round, and then ends up winning it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Well, he got screwed in like hole 2.
Yeah.
When he hits this like great shot right at the pin.
It hits the flag.
Put a bunch of backspin. It's gonna be perfect, and then it hits the flag,
and then
rolls all the way down the hill, off the green, and then he it kind of just screwed up all his momentum for that first 9.
Yeah, and then after the rain delay, when he was on hole 11, he started back up with a birdie, and then a par, obviously, and then another birdie.
Yeah, that rain delay saved him.
That rain delay helped.
Those are the opposites.
Yeah, a lot of people was hurting after that. Robert McIntyre, let's put some respect on it.
Name.
Yeah, some respect on his name. He, after the rain delay, he shot 2 under.
Oh, great. He was able to sit in the clubhouse and possibly wait for a win, but
yeah, he was sitting in the clubhouse, possibly waiting for a playoff, which would have happened today, because they ran out of light and whatnot.
It's crazy that it's like a whole 18 round playoff. I mean, a whole 18 hole playoff.
I think what they said was it was 2 holes, but
they changed it.
I think for a major,
it used to be 18. Just the U.S. Open is 18.
Oh, it might be, honestly. I don't know. They were saying some stuff. And I don't remember it a lot or that well.
It used to be.
I think I don't know what they said, but JJ Spawn won $4.3 million off of that. And it's crazy that Sam Burns got $615,000, and he should have been like higher up on the leaderboard. Victor Hovland had a rough round on Saturday. His round 3 was pretty rough to start off. I don't know. He managed to save par, on the first tee, round 3. He hit it, drive, went straight to the right into the bushes. He hit a provisional perfectly, but then they found his ball. He got a little relief because 2 club length, and he had to drop on the cart path, rolled off into some mud, and he hit a beautiful out, and then onto the green for I think a 5 or 4 or whatever. But it is what it is. And I forgot to mention something in the MLB segment. The All-Star uniforms were debuted today, or displayed. What are y'all's thoughts on it?
Like it.
Ben?
It looks like a template, like whatever, like red jersey with the blue line around the edges, and then the AL and NL decal, whatever, doesn't even just looks like it's an overlay. I don't know. I don't like the only thing I do like is the corner of the jersey. It says All-Star Game with the Braves A for all, and then the blue and red ATL 2025. But the jersey looks super generic with the AL and NL overlay patch on it.
Kenneth, what do you think? Do you like them?
I think they look pretty good, especially for past jerseys. This could be one of our little off episodes, little episodes from,
Yes. Tasebud extras.
Yeah, the Tastebuds extras. We can go over the All-Star jerseys, but the last few years have been better, have seen better. But this, I'm sending y'all the last year's, which is pretty good. But
Never last year's.
yeah. But also a new thing.
2023 wasn't good either.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Last year's was fine.
Last year's was okay.
I like last year's.
But one cool thing about it is that these are only going to be worn during the Home Run Derby, and that's a good thing because we do not want to see that on everybody. And yeah,
It's too boring.
yeah. But players are now able to wear their team's jerseys while playing in the All-Star game, and yeah, that's fun. That's really fun. Andrew, did you say your piece on it?
Yeah, they're boring. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's way too simple. I wish there was more, personally.
Yeah,
That's
someone
not the worst.
someone said this is giving I know how to design. Whatever.
Minimalist.
Yeah.
Too minimalist, I guess. Just do nothing.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Kenneth, the JJ Spawn putt was second on SportsCenter top 10 this week. Number 1 being the Clark saving the home run for the Athletics.
Oh yeah.
Which play do you think deserved number 1?
The home run rob. What the fuck? That's not even a question. The home run rob is insane. The putt. Let's talk about it for a little bit. It'll be quick. Victor Hovland was playing with him. He was able to hit first, Victor Hovland, so it gave kind of JJ Spawn a little bit of a
Hovland
teach.
made it right behind him.
Yeah,
right behind him. So it gave him the
it gave him a teach, is what they called it. So I'm gonna talk about it because I'm gonna say it's like that. So he got a little bit of a help there, and he banged it in for an eagle? That's insane. Or no, he banged it in for birdie to bang it
not
to send it home, and yeah, it deserves 2, but 67 footer to win the U.S. Open's really cool, especially to be the especially to be the only one to be under par.
Yeah, I know. The people that made this course said they would be upset if anybody was under par because they made the course so hard.
Yeah. And you would see players hitting out the rough, and then it would go like 2 feet in front of them.
Yeah.
And it was
hellish out there.
Yeah. Like you saw everybody get mad. Rory threw his club. I know Tyrell Hatton slammed his club like 5 times on one hole from that final little hour that I watched. Scotty Scheffler was mad the whole time. You saw
make a fucking putt.
Yeah. Those greens were awful. Do y'all think we would
also after the rain? That's also why it shows like how crazy that putt was.
Yeah, because the
greens after the rain.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Do y'all think you could possibly, if you got 18 strokes, do you think you could finish at least on even or more, even or better?
Are you saying like
if you got a free round at
18
Oakmont,
strokes per hole?
you get let's say you get full 18 hole round. You get 18, you start 18 under. Do you think you could finish?
No.
That's valid. Yeah.
No, me and my dad, I asked, I said, what do you think you'd finish if you played all 18? And he started with a plus 60, and I said, no, plus 40 is more realistic.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
I'd probably get like plus 10 or something.
I'm thinking give me a few mullies, or no, give me a solo round, and I'll probably shoot 5 under. You know.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
That'll
All right.
That'll do it.
Last thing, just a little promo. Make sure y'all look out on Ben's basketball channel and Infinite_K on YouTube, because we're having our second annual NTBA Cup this Wednesday. Yes, 2 days from right now, probably tomorrow by the time this is uploaded.
So 1 day from now is when we'll record it.
Great Neck Rec Center at 4:30 p.m. If y'all want to be in attendance, you can. It will be $150 entry fee, but it's going to be a once in a lifetime experience.
I think it's up to 200 now. People just
because we're having both sides.
The demand is crazy.
We're having both sides of the court rented out for us. You know.
Don't say that. We have our own court.
Oh.
Yep. So, Andrew, I know you just had your injury, and I mean, it just happened, but how are you feeling about being ready to go on Wednesday?
If they need me out there, I'll be there, folks. There's a giant bump on my arm, though.
And that's what we love to hear. He is about that life, ball is life. But yeah, Andrew, you ready to get us out of here?
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Tastebuds podcast. And as always, remember to have a very tasty day.